The Hamish and Andy Show podcast. Powered by Amy. Lucky you're with Amy.
3, 2, 1.
Oh, it's been a hard day on the tools. Lads haven't even had a chance to talk about
tiny versions of things.
At school, we've been learning a lot of pointless dribble. Finally, I get to learn about
Tiny versions of things.
It's been a hard day being Kerry Ann Kennelly too, and thank God it's 3 o'clock and I can concentrate on one thing.
Tiny versions of things.
Thank you, Hamish and Andy's happy hour.
Hamish and Andy with you for the Happy Hour, a show which concentrates on one topic per day, Ham, but in the happiest hour of the day being 3 p.m.
Knock off early, everyone, and kick your feet up and kick your whole body up. Do a backflip.
Do a Frosby flop by the looks of things.
Land again, land on your back on a crash mat, and I want you to just lie there for the rest of the hour.
Contemplating the one thing that's been on the top of our heads the whole day, Ham, tiny versions of things.
Tiny versions of things. HamishAndy.com/topics. That's the only gateway into the happy hour, the swinging bar doors, if you will, into the happy hour. So many people already logging on, bombarding us with different thoughts, ideas, queries.
About the different topics there.
And specifically about today's topic, which is tiny versions of things. Can I start off today's show, Ando?
You may.
With a little quiz I like to call Tiny or Massive.
Okay.
I give you a thing, and you tell me if you'd like a tiny version of it or a massive version of it. A snail.
Tiny.
Sure you don't want a massive snail?
No, it's a bit scary, a massive snail.
It could be sold to the French. Could feed France.
Nah, generally they don't. Like, the bigger the animal, the least it's tasty it is, generally.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Leather jacket.
Well...
You want a huge one?
Nah, tiny again.
It's not that small, though. It's only you've got an option between a kid's leather jacket or one the size of the MCG.
I'm going to go MCG then.
Wouldn't it be cool to see the MCG wearing a leather jacket?
Yeah.
In fact, if Melbourne was ever to bid for the Olympics again, that should be the image.
Just
come and have the Olympics in Melbourne.
Just a sleeve over each light tower?
We got the toughest stadium in the world. All right, tiny or massive? Genitals.
Well, do I see them or they're on my...
Oh, you'll see them.
Well, not if they're tiny. But are they on me?
This is your genitals.
My genitals.
So you want such a huge version that you...
How big's the big?
You, like, if it happened right now, you'd be lifted up into the air and you couldn't touch the ground.
I'll go small then.
Well, by the end of the show, if you're a doctor, give us a buzz. HamishAndy.com/topics if you're a doctor.
I want to be able to walk.
That's just interesting. Fine.
It is.
I'm going to do a drawing of that and put it at the website.
It's a happy hour. Hamish and Andy with you for Latina Fresh Ham. One topic a day we do on this show. And today the topic is tiny versions of things. You must go to HamishAndy.com if you want to participate. So many people have done that. In fact, so much so that it's time to get through a bit of fast biz, Sam.
Top three
emails.
Top three. Quick.
Number three,
Ando.
On the topic of tiny versions of things.
This is from Happy Lady Ashley, joining us here at the Happy Hour through HamishAndy.com/topics. She writes in, I love tiny corn cobs. And not because I feel
the
like
ones that you kind of...
The ones in stir fries.
Stir fries.
Tiny corn, mini corn, baby corn.
But they don't taste nearly as good as regular size corn.
Well, that's like a tiny teddy tastes... Does it taste as good as a regular giant chocolate biscuit?
Probably not. But I don't think it's
Well, they're
like
not made
that.
of corn. That's the thing. These are. I don't think these are the same thing as corn. Okay. And I'll tell you why they don't taste the same. But it's the reason why Happy Lady Ashley likes eating them. Because not because you feel like a giant, and that's a lot of... Sometimes people do enjoy feeling like a giant, eating mini foods. But because it changes the normal logic of not eating the core part of the corn.
Yeah, that's nice.
Eating a whole cob, even though it's tiny, blows my mind. Which is exciting. And that's probably why it tastes different, because you are eating the cob.
No, I think it's just a different tasting.
No, that's why it tastes different. And I have a theory that if you shrunk down anything small enough, you could eat it. You could eat a small version of anything small enough.
Yeah, of course. Because you would swallow it, not eat it, though. Is there a difference?
No, there's not. And that's why it's a great fact.
Number 2.
Happy Chappy Frank
Welcome.
has emailed in, and he says at primary school, as competition at Easter time, Easter hat parade, where we called it ours an Easter bonnet parade. I'm not sure if you ever had one of
We
those.
had the Easter bonnet parade.
Yeah, normally the lazy dad had just got 6-pack of eggs and
Onto an ice cream bucket.
Well,
More of a
even
helmet.
That, not even that, just in its carton.
Oh,
just
taped to a kid's head.
Taped to a kid's head. That was the laziest of the dads.
The Easter bonnet parade was one of those things that if you didn't have it at your school, when you talk about it as adults, people are very confused by it. Because if you said we had a nativity play, even if you didn't do it
a book
at school,
parade normally is...
Yeah, you'd be like, oh, okay, you dress up as characters from a... I understand that as a concept.
Yeah.
Easter bonnets are a made-up thing. They have no religious significance. They have no holiday significance. No one did Easter bonnets at their house if you didn't do them at school. They're a thing purely made up only by a selection of primary schools, and I don't really know where they came from. Special hats with eggs on them are not symbolic of Easter in any way.
Well, anyway, he had an Easter bonnet parade. You and I both had them. Some people may have had them. Anyway, normally there was prizes handed out, and at his school for the best type of parade. This is where it comes to tiny things. There was prize at your school for the best hat, the biggest hat, the most chocolate hat, the most colourful hat, and then the smallest hat. Don't know what the most chocolate is. Most chocolate hats easy.
100% chocolate.
Yeah,
well, I feel like I could have won smallest and most chocolate at the same time.
Well, he said the category of smallest got taken out when a kid wore the Monopoly hat as an Easter bonnet one year and won it. But again, I just think you can't go the smallest hat.
I don't think you can have smallest as a category.
No,
for
surely
an impressive hat contest.
Surely a kid is rocking up with nothing on going.
It's there.
It's there.
Trust me, guys. It's there.
Number 1.
Ando, this is crazy. This is sent in by Happy Chappy Brendan. Ando, hamishandy.com/topics. He has written in with something fairly incredible on the topic of tiny versions of things. He has a 3D printer, which is a very nerdy thing, but you can print little plastic things, that you design yourself.
Is it always plastic it's printing out?
It cannot print diamonds or food.
No,
yet.
but can it print linen?
Wood?
Can you print a jumper?
No.
Just plastic.
It's plastic. Yeah. It's not, you're thinking of the Jetsons, which is exciting, but it's not a machine that will just make new things.
Yeah.
Like you can't print a live mouse. Although, here's an example of cool plastic. He has had Lego heads 3D printed for some of his friends. So he scanned his friends' faces and then printed the heads. The weird thing is, and we'll put a picture of this at hamishandy.com, it's so weird to see Lego men with real heads instead of seeing them with cylindrical Lego heads. Once they actually have noses that you can touch and hairstyles,
so much more real.
it's spooky. I don't think it would have worked as a child's toy.
In fact, I think the putting on of the head would be fine because you create the person. I dare say having to change their clothes, for instance, if you want your mate to have a different parka on.
Yep.
You have to actually decapitate him, which I think would be
Taking the head off would be the weirdest part. It would be like a little mini Game of Thrones. Where you just got all these people you used to know and their heads are on spikes.
Hey, from time to time on our shows, we'll do musical eavesdropping. Normally you or I have heard a conversation happening between two people. We try and write it down verbatim at the time and then add it to music.
It's one of our favourite things to do, Ando, because you and I are very much like Simon and Garfunkel.
Yes.
To pick a musical duo from the past, David Guetta and Sia, to pick a musical duo from the now.
Yeah.
But we're always on the lookout for great two-part songs.
Yeah.
A lot of the time, a song is just from one person's perspective.
Hate it.
That's why conversations really do lend themselves to becoming lyrics.
Very much like
feel
Kylie Minogue and Nick Cave.
wonderful.
Go another one from the past. Happy Lassie Annalise has emailed in on the topic of tiny versions of things, saying she saw the most hilarious conversation she'd ever heard between two hipster dudes. It's international biz, I'm guessing, because she's talking about working at Trader Joe's.
We have similar things to that in Australia, though. That's sort of like one of these kind of snazzy, newer supermarkets where stuff's in crates.
Yeah.
You won't see avocados in just the normal plastic tray that we're used to seeing avocados in. You'll see them in crates. You'll see fruits you've not heard of.
Yeah.
They won't have peanut. I went into one of these once looking for peanut butter. They said no, but we have 3 types of almond paste.
Yeah.
It's very much that kind of supermarket.
So 2 hipster dudes were sitting in there. They did have a conversation about mini fruit.
Great.
Tiny versions of fruit that she's captured. She's sent it to us verbatim. As per usual, we've got the guitar in here.
We've got the guitar in here, and I think
Jack will be the narrator.
Cackling Jack, you will narrate, since today's topic is tiny versions of things. What a wonderful, wonderful qualifying song. Good hum. Great hums.
2 hipsters standing.
Hang on, the progression. Now we're coming back. There we go.
Now we're doing it for real, guys. Good luck, everyone.
2 hipsters stand inside an organic food store, looking pretty cool.
Dude, those mini apples are adorable.
I know. Everything mini is substantially more awesome than normal-sized stuff. Have you seen the mini bananas?
Yeah, man, I have. I feel that's really convenient because I usually finish a banana about halfway through and don't want the rest.
You could always make some banana nut muffins with the other half you haven't eaten.
I guess, yes. Have you seen mini watermelons?
Mini watermelons? No! Oh my God! How many are they?
They're pretty mini by watermelon standards.
Wow!
But they're still rather large by other fruit standards.
Oh, yeah, okay.
They remain looking cool for the rest of the day. Nothing was purchased.
Ooh, poignant. Powerful.
Really good stuff.
Great stuff, guys.
Hey, before we press on this happy hour, we want to thank our happy guys at Amy.
What a bunch of happy gangs, people.
Yeah, because
if there was ever a happy gang, the opposite of a ferocious gang, it would be Amy.
You wouldn't be scared of the happy gang, though, would you?
And you know that if they...
intimidated by them.
And they're not going to do anything bad to you anyway. But if they did, and you were covered by Amy, you know the same guys would turn around and look after you straight away.
They're also offering a one-day course for people if they want to become safer drivers. If you're a child or a grandchild of an Amy customer, you can do this course for free if you're under 25. Get the free course, and if you complete it to become a safer driver, 10% discount on your comprehensive car insurance until you turn 25.
And that's just the kind of activities that Amy are throwing out there. Yeah. Andy and I are also offering, just for podcast listeners, a one-day earphone course.
Yeah, how to wear them.
Yeah, how to wear them, how to tuck them up your sleeve, how to loop them over the back of your ear.
How to put them away.
We'll probably be done by about midday. There's not a whole day in it.
It's 11:30 start as well.
We just like to show that we can also offer courses.
Tiny versions of things is what we're concentrating on today. Happy Chappy Brad Ham has emailed in talking about something his girlfriend is involved in. We could have gone to him, but we've gone to the source. She joins us now. Hannah, first up, Hannah, how's your relationship with Brad faring?
Oh, very good, thanks.
Great, because we sort of, we got the email about a week or so ago, so just double-checking in that time, everything's still tracking great.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, it's the thing with the show, because people are just, the only way you can get into the show is by emailing. Yeah. Always good to just double-check up top that things are solid. Great to hear they are with you guys.
It makes sense, because he's very proud of you. He said that you represented Australia against New Zealand in one of the greatest rivalries between the two nations in history in a miniature horse show.
Yep.
What is that?
How small are we talking? Immediately my head goes to about the size of a cat. Yeah. I assume they're bigger than that.
a little bit bigger than that.
How many-
Technically, they have to be under 34 inches.
Oh, my God, that's tiny. Under
34 inches.
3 foot.
So tall,
Yeah.
that is. Right,
Tall.
not length.
Not
tall.
stretched out hoof to hoof.
Yeah, tall.
Tall. So that's, can people get on those?
Little kids can, but not really.
So
Might
during-
break their back.
So might break their back. So what happens during the show?
Is it a fight to the death? How do they compete against each other?
Well, there's 3 competitions. One of them's like an obstacle course kind of
Swimsuit.
thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Do they do a limbo? Because obviously the smaller you are, the better you're going to be at that.
No, that would be a good one though.
So talk
about it.
us through the obstacles then. So is it are they doing jumps but just tiny jumps?
Yeah, that's one of them. That's a different one. That's the jumping course. But in the obstacle course one, there's like you have to back them up through a little course and
So similar
Make
to
them go.
side path.
Make them go through a cat flap. Could they go through a cat or a dog flap?
Not quite.
If I had a dog flap that was big enough for a Saint Bernard, could a miniature horse get through that dog flap if it really wanted to?
Possibly. But,
Wow.
well,
That's a
one
small
time,
horse. Yeah.
One time when we had a little foal, we had to put a little dog rug on it because it was in winter and it was getting too cold and we couldn't find a rug small enough for it. So we had to resort to a dog rug.
Oh,
So
see,
is
if
it-
that's in an email forward, I don't know what is.
So is it fully grown at 34 inches high?
Yeah.
What drew you to the wonderful sport of miniature horses?
I can't actually remember. Mum used to have big horses. I think
they're just called
She heard a
horses.
back-
Aren't they just called horses? Or do you call them big horses?
horses, yeah.
Do you see a normal horse nowadays and just go, is it terrifying to you? Because it would be like us seeing, the Trojan horse or something that big.
Yeah.
No, they are just normal horses,
They're
I
not-
suppose.
Just dress for normals.
And did you
Yeah.
and did you win, Hannah? Did you take it out? Can we brag about having the best miniature horses?
Have we just had the Australian miniature horse champion on the show?
Yeah.
Have we had the international one? Did you beat New Zealand?
Well, we went 2 times. The first time we won.
Yep.
And the second time there were 2 Australian teams and 2 New Zealand teams.
Yeah.
And my Australian team came second to the other Australian team.
Australia's got us.
Australia's got it.
Yeah, cop
Australia,
that, New
home
Zealand.
of mini horses.
Got it in the bag.
Look forward to seeing a sequel to The Child from Snowy River being the sequel to The Man from Snowy River, and the child is just riding around on a mini horse.
Thanks, Hannah.
Thank you.
Thanks, mate.
Cheers.
Bye-bye.
One topic a day on this show, Ham, but we're going to go off topic right now because tonight is the premiere of Gap Year Asia, our travel show, Channel 9, 8 p.m.
8 p.m. it kicks off, Hando.
yeah.
Do not be late to the TV, guys. Can't stress that enough.
We're pumped about, last year we did it from a London pub, pumped about tonight doing it from a
You get to see the rain tree for the first time.
Rain Tree Bar, a small bar we leased of a lady in Bangkok.
One thing you'll see
Is monkey
on
waiters.
tonight's show is monkey waiters. And that's good fun, and that needs almost no explanation. We went to a place in Japan where monkeys served as beers.
Also-
It's probably the highlight of my life.
Also a guy that had 13 different plastic surgeries to change himself into a Superman.
We got Superman, we got monkey waiters, we got a rocket festival in Thailand tonight. There's a lot of good stuff on the show. One thing in particular, though, Ando, is cultural eating. This is a segment we like to do in our Gap Year shows where we encourage the other guy to orally sample, some would say eat, but sometimes the food doesn't make it all the way down. So it starts off as an oral sample of a food that would seem a bit odd to us coming at it with our Australian mouths. Now, tonight is a thing called a balut egg. We are in the Philippines, we're in Manila, and this is an actual thing a lot of people eat. The place where we went to do this was sort of a back street area in Manila, and tons of these stores, the whole street was full of these egg shops.
Yeah.
It's a duck egg.
Looks like normal eggs.
It's a normal egg.
Sitting out
It's a duck egg.
crates.
It's a duck egg, except when you eat a normal duck egg or eat a normal chicken egg, you're just eating the girl side of things. With a balut egg, that's not the case. It's a duck egg that has managed to meet a man, and there is a little baby duck growing inside, up to the point where it's cooked. Again, to the people in the Philippines, this is very normal. It's a day-to-day delicacy.
There were thousands of them there.
For Andy Lee, no, he was not wrapped to be eating the balut egg. In the back streets of Manila, I asked a lady about an interesting egg they were selling, as I wanted to get one for Ando. What is a Balut egg?
It is a fertilized egg.
It's fertilised. So there's a chicken in there or a duck in there?
It's a duck in there.
Thought it was a duck, yeah.
Yes.
So you let the duck grow to almost hatching. When do they hatch?
It's about like 20 days over and then it starts to hatch. 18 is the maximum that is good.
Good is such a relative term though, isn't it?
It's a delicacy here. But
it's a delicacy?
Yes.
So you've got normal food, then delicacies. So if a friend was to give it to a friend, that's a very nice thing for a friend to do.
Yes, especially the Filipinos. It's like testing your manhood kind of thing.
It's a test of manhood, is it?
The balut is supposed to make you stronger. It's also an aphrodisiac.
It's an aphrodisiac.
For men.
Who doesn't need any help there? Don't worry. He's wild.
Maybe if he wants to go wilder then.
God help us all.
I heard that among the eggs, some of the ducks would have already developed a beak.
Is the beak crunchy?
It looks like kind of hard and crunchy.
Do people not eat the beak?
There are some who just take out the beak and throw it away and eat it.
Some people eat the beak though.
Yes.
I feel because of what Andrew has put me through before in my life, I would like him to eat the beak. Eat the beak. You can chant if you want. Eat the beak. Great. Eat the beak. Eat the beak. Eat the beak. Okay, I don't know who started that chant, but it's catchy, so maybe he has to do that. Let's go get him.
With the magical, spontaneous chant ringing in our ears, I went to tell Andy that he would be eating a fertilised duck egg with the duck fetus inside, and it probably already had a beak growing on it.
So it's going to have a beak.
Eat the beak. Eat the beak. Eat the beak.
Andy opened the egg to see what awaited.
Eat the beak.
Okay, I'm going to eat
the beak. Here we go. Here we go.
Oh. Smells good.
Does it smell good, Andy?
Yeah.
Oh, man, that's...
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God, Andy.
What are the rules? One bite?
Yeah.
One bite.
It's got feathers.
No, that's not better.
Straight through. Chew down. Just half.
Don't
just
look.
one bite. Try not to think about all the feathers.
We leave you, Andy.
Come on.
Oh, tastes good. Oh, you spit that up. Don't do
think
like
I'm gonna
that.
spew.
Yeah. No.
Oh my. In it went a really big bit. Think he might have even got the beak.
Come, yum, yeet.
Not yum.
Keep that duck down. Put that duck down your throat.
Crunchy bit.
That's the beak. I think you got the beak. You got the beak. You got the beak. Can you swallow it? You've got to do it, mate. You've got to do it.
No.
You can do it.
I've got a beak in my throat.
No.
If you can get it down without puking up the beak, you get a free egg. He's done it. You did it. You spewed out the beak, but apart from that, just another great day.
Oh, but it really does need the visual element too. I mean, to see Ando come mouth to beak with the baby duck is stunning viewing. Tonight, 8 p.m, Channel 9.
Sneak peek of our trip to a rocket festival, homemade rockets, 100-kilogram one we helped launch in rural Thailand. It's at hamishnanny.com right now.
I've loved the happy hour, Ando. And the thing about the happy hour is just one topic a day, hamishnanny.com/topics. That's your way into the show. A lot of people did that. Happy Chappy Ray actually wrote in and proposed a question. He said, what would you do if you were able to shrink down another person? Would you look after them? Would you keep them as an attraction? Like, what would you do? I thought, Ando, a good test would be if we could use a Ray machine. I've got one in here. And,
is it from Ray?
No,
Okay.
Because that's a piano that Ray played in that film.
Sure.
Not that kind of Ray machine, but like a shrinking machine. And if I get shrunk down to the size of a pen, what will it do to you? How will you react now that your best friend is pen size?
Yeah.
Are you ready?
Well, I'd like to think, before we go into it, I'd like to think that we could still be mates.
You have to probably see it to understand.
Okay, you
let's just
jump in the
tinker
machine
with
there.
this.
Okay.
Wow. I'm pen-sized.
You are.
I'm pen-sized. Look after me, I'm vulnerable.
You really are.
No, don't laugh like that.
Well,
why? That
you
was a menacing laugh.
You just sound a bit weird. Do I sound really loud to you, or
No.
just normal?
Yep, I'm fine.
Okay.
I'm not an idiot.
Well,
I'm just tiny.
You've got tiny ears, though.
Yeah,
and I would imagine
so does a bee.
Yeah,
Can still come when its name's called.
Yeah, but are you
Stripey.
Are you?
Stripey is my new best friend. He's a bee.
He's a bee. All right.
Are you jealous?
No, because I can.
My
walk
best
home
friend can
and
sting you. I can fly home.
Yeah, your best. I
I
could
live
kill your
in the
best friend. I
garden
could
with the
squash your best
fairies.
friend.
Just
I could
watch
kill
your
him.
mouth.
What?
Watch your mouth.
Well, what are you going to
I
do?
don't think it's very cool to immediately, 1 minute into this, be threatening to kill my best friend.
What is you underneath your pants look like? What?
That's
so small. I mean, you being that size, I would have thought that was like a Ken doll. Maybe it still goes away, but now
it's what you do with it that counts. And I think if in the world of like nanotechnology,
yeah.
It's a very impressive machine, what I've got. Compared to some nano machines,
Yeah.
I'm rocking some great stuff.
Well, do you think...
I'm not so sure I like you being a giant. You pulled my pants off and threatened to kill my friend.
Well, I'm not sure if I'm that worried about your opinion.
I don't think you're responsible enough to have power.
Well, the thing is, Haim, and
Nah,
I was at your
back
wedding.
full size.
Oh, really?
I'm going back.
Oh, no.
You're a maniac.
Wow.
You're a maniac.
Wow. Yeah, sorry.
You're a maniac.
I didn't.
You dacked me.
I
you
never
threatened
would
to kill Stripey.
Yeah, but look at Stripey now. I mean, you're not going to be best friends with him anymore, are you?
I'll be honest, we're not as close as we used to be.
So we've got time for this happy hour. Thank you very much for being with us. HamishNetty.com/topics. Always new topics coming up. It's the only chance you get to join us during happy hour. Of course, that's if you have to do it physically. You can always do it through your radios. It's the People's Show, and we loved having you about.
We'll see you tomorrow.
That was the Hamish and Andy Show podcast, powered by Amy. Lucky you're with Amy.